Hey, grade 10 and grade 12. So this June 15th is meeting 55. I've been counting wrong for the grade 12s. This should be 55 for grade 12 now. And 44 for meeting 44 for grade 10s and meeting 55 for grade 12. So we'll get that straight yet. Okay, so that means, hey, I'm almost close to 100 videos. Wow. Okay. So the difference between deadline and due dates. Now, grade 10s, you're going to be going into grade 11 and you're going to have teachers that have due dates. Okay. They may have deadlines as well. Now, deadlines are long term. And grade 12, same with you. You're going to have a sheet of paper that will be given to you. It's called a syllabus for most classes. And so very, very similar to a course outline. In many respects, it's pretty much the same thing, but not as detailed as the ones that I have. It's just very short. This is what we're doing, and this is what the class is about, and there you're done. Where mine course outlines had everything you needed to, so that it would meet all your learning needs. And it would kind of act like a textbook of sorts, so that in case you were away for anything, you can get yourself caught up quite easily by accessing the course outline booklet that was given to you, or if you access it on the LibGuide. Now, the post-secondary course outlines or syllabus, whatever they have, may not have that. There will be some instructors that will have their own personal booklets that they've put together, and you have to buy those. So those are part of your required texts, and so that would have a bunch of readings in it. So then you would have to technically it's just like another textbook, but it would be the readings for that course, and then of course you read the information, do the assignments that are required for it, and so on and so forth. Grade 10 is going to grade 11. You're going to probably just have a sheet of paper that will just lay out the what the outcomes are going to be weighed, or how they're going to be weighed, so that you're aware of that, and of course the units of study you're going to be doing, and so on and so forth. So everybody's different, and so you have both grade 10 and grade 12 adapting to your new environments, to your new instructors, how they instruct their lessons, how they teach those lessons, the management of those classes, those kind of things. That's where you need to adapt. And you adapt accordingly by following the expectations that your instructors have, and things go a lot easier when you do adapt to those environments, because that's how they want the class to be run. It's just like a job. You have a part-time or full-time job. They have expectations of how their employees should act, dress, all that kind of stuff, and so it's up to you to follow those expectations in order to keep working at that place of employment. So keep that in mind. It's pretty much the same thing, and the more you adapt to those environments, the easier it is to work within those environments. And then you can figure out the flexibility components and so on and so forth, and have those discussions with your instructors, especially in regards to learning needs. If there's some resources available, especially post-secondary, find those resources that are available. Talk to your advisors of where those supports are, and so that your learning needs are being met. And I know they should still have an exam bank, so you can check to see how your instructor has set up exams in the past, just to get a kind of feel for how to prepare for those exams, and so on and so forth. Especially being that the U of S and U of R are going online this fall, so um, you know, you're going to have plenty of time to manage, and to you know, do your online work, and then of course you have your personal time, and so on and so forth. So leaving things to the last minute or last second is not going to be beneficial or helpful to you in the online portion. Um, it's in some cases it might be easy for some, but a little challenging for others. But when you have everything online, it's if I recall, some of my courses, some of my assignments, I like the writing assignments especially, they were limited to X number of words, like 450 words or something like that. So you really have to uh, really condense and your thoughts and ideas. So I've talked about paraphrasing often, and keeping your presentations within a certain time frame or a limit or whatever the case, like these TED Talks, 3 to 10 minutes. You shouldn't have to be doing extra research for something like a TED Talk. It's something that you're knowledgeable in, so you're sharing a piece of yourself. And in regards to the courses you take, you're taking what you've learned from that course, from the readings you've done, and so on and so forth, and applying that knowledge into your responses so that you are meeting the expectations of that course. I hope that makes sense. So, so deadlines, long-term, due dates are more short-term. So your teacher says this writing assignment is due on Monday. Okay, so you've had some class time to work on it, and now it's due on Monday. So that means you only have X number of days. So today is Monday, it's due the following Monday. You have 1 week to get it in. Okay, and if it's not in, then of course there's deductions and so on and so forth. Where the deadline, if you've been given everything right off the bat, and in our case, everything that we've done during that deadline, and that you have that class time, and you have a little more flexibility on spending more time on certain assignments and things like that based on your learning needs. And then you know that it doesn't have to be in right away, albeit it's better that it is handed in right away so that you can get it done off your plate, free up some time, because of course you have 4 other classes to do, or you have a job, or things like that. So deadlines are a little more flexible, and it's all about time management. And as long as you are able to manage your time and every aspect of your life, manage your time accordingly. So you're going to spend X number of hours or whatever the case on this class and then this class and so on and so forth. And then of course I have my job, because I'm working at a, at Walmart or coffee shop or whatever the case, and I have to work 20 hours a week or things like that. Now how am I going to juggle that? So you figure out a schedule that works for you, and you stick to that. And then oh, hey, I've got X number of hours available for my free time or social time or whatever the case, or family time, you name it, and you can plug that in, and as long as you stick to that, and I know that can be challenging. Procrastination does set it. We all procrastinate. We're all guilty of that. But once you get into a routine, stick to it. Okay. And I know it's easier said than done, but my cousin, for example, he went into pharmacy. He had no choice but to stick to a regiment. He knew that he had to take his classes during the day, then go to the library, get his all his studying, his assignments done, and all that. And he would go home for supper, and then he'd go back to the library and work in the library for 2 or 3 hours or whatever, and then come home and then have his free time later in the evening, and then repeat the process. And then when it came to the weekends, he had a weekend free because he had used up his time during the week to get his assignments done so that he can have a free weekend. That's called time management. Okay. And he knew he had deadlines. He knew he had to get these assignments done, even though he had 2 weeks to do it. He got it done right away so that it freed up more time to work on classes he was struggling in, and so on and so forth. And as a result, he was able to make the dean's list. So I really admire him, and it's because of my cousin that I've incorporated the deadline period, because of the fact that it keeps everybody in an organized manner, and we stick to that as best we can. Of course, there's going to be a little hiccups and interruptions along the way, but at least we know we have the flexibility within that deadline. If we have due dates, obviously smaller assignments, those are due dates, those are things that should begin right away. You shouldn't have to drag those things out to the very bitter end. Get those things done, especially if you've been given class time to work on it, and then it's out of your hair. Okay, and you can spend more time on the more challenging assignments. So that's the difference between deadline and due dates. If you have any questions about that, if you want to discuss it, please let me know. Stay tuned for the next video. 100. All right, take care, be safe.